I feel like this whole year, like I've been putting in work, not necessarily like work as in what I'm about to do physically, like work, but I feel like I was putting in a lot of like, I did a lot of mental work and mental soul searching and mental, spiritual, physical, all layers, so body, soul, spirit, all of it, you know? And I've been really like just digging in deep, asking myself questions, putting myself in certain scenarios, reflecting, experiencing, you know, doing, and it was much needed. It was like I was in a prison before. I have never felt like so free in life.
What's up, spiritual gangsters? It's your OGs,
Trice
and Rain. Welcome to another episode of Trybe Vibes.
Well, first and foremost, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, bitch! Pop, 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 pop. 2022.
Yes. I figured this is very fitting for our first podcast as a new year. You know, new year, same me, old me, new me, whatever your vibe and what you feeling.
Money.
Yeah, so the clip that you just heard was me reflecting upon my whole 2021. I was at the beach in California, high as hell, you know, chilling, you know, what you do when you go to Cali, you know.
So this qualifies as a high times then?
Yeah, it does qualify as a high times. Basically, the reason why you hear the background like that is because those are like the waves of the ocean and everything. It was actually a very beautiful, serene spot. But at that moment, I just felt very overwhelmed, but in a good way, like overwhelmed with just the highs and the lows and the beauty and the nightmare of all of 2021. We're going to play for you a couple of snippets from that day I had with myself, and we're just going to discuss it, you know, as like a 2021 wrap up and a welcoming into the new year. I know last year it meant a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but I know a lot of people at minimum at least felt change. You know, change was like the running theme.
I mean, that was, yep.
Running theme of last year. And I had to catch myself a couple of days ago. I literally thought I was having a fucking stroke. Like, I could not remember timings of last year, like things that happened, well, this year, because it's still 2021. It's 11 p.m. by the way, on New Year's Eve.
That's right. So if you suddenly hear us screaming, that is why.
Yeah, or firecrackers. They're firecrackers, not gunshots.
Yes,
I don't live in the hood. Yeah. we left our respective hoods. But yeah, so I thought I was having like a mini stroke because I could not keep track of time. I thought the past year felt like 5 fucking years. I was like, there's no way all that happened in 1 year.
So much happened, like month to month. Remember, somebody was like keeping track of it, or like using memes or whatever. Just like month to month insanity. So I think everybody had that sense of like
lost time.
You definitely came out there feeling older.
Yeah, it was just super crazy. I had to phone a friend because I was about to call 911. I felt so confused. I was like, I don't remember. I'm confused. When did I do this? I had to literally call my friend. She calmed me down. And then I had to write out like January this happened. February this happened. To really fully understand and appreciate what I did with my life all of 2021.
Well, honestly, you are not the only one. Like I'm saying, like that was insane.
Yeah, it's wild. So, in homage to that, we're going to get into these clips. So, hopefully you guys enjoy my reflections on the beach, and hopefully we can all get something out of it.
This is beautiful. And I'm ready now to, I know I said this like multiple times at like different times in my life. I'm ready now, but no, I'm really ready now to put in all the physical work that I need to in this world to get where I need to be. Because I think before
I was relying on so many things outside of me to know. I don't even have to finish that phrase, just to know. But now I know that I know, and I know that I'm in power. Everything gets energy from me, not the other way around. It's just the energy we create. The energy we create, or I create, it's just going from person to person to person. And it's not people doing things to me or energy or things doing things to me. It's me utilizing what I have around me to do things. And even though that might sound crazy or like duh, to have it click, 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 click in your head is different. I feel like I asked Aya for freedom last year. Well, really now, more so now, like a year and a half ago. That was like one of the things. I want to feel free. And before I was equating that freedom to like losing weight. Like that's the freedom, like losing weight, or living in this apartment you want to live in, or to do this and that, or to travel, or, you know, all of that was like what being free was. It wasn't the path to getting free, but it was the freedom. Boy, was I so myopic. Or I ain't know no shit. Because the self-liberation is the self-liberation. It's not your size. It's not where you go. It's not what you do. It's the knowing. And once you know, and you know that the knowing is in you and it is you, that's a whole nother level right there. I'm just happy to know that I am in control of it all, even my fears. That's some next level shit now.
You was preaching at the end. Once you know that I know that you know.
That you know that I know that I know that it's all inside.
That we know, you know. No.
And we all know.
Honestly, yeah.
So high as hell.
There's truth to that. It settles into you. That is more than knowledge. It's wisdom. You know, it comes with like life experience and some.
I think the major part of all of that, especially, is like the whole. We all have a checklist of what we believe will set us free in life. And sometimes even when we get those things that we think it's supposed to set us free, we're still trapped. And I think it's because lots of the time, although our goals are great goals to have, it's not the whole picture. They're more like things along the path that we gain as like tools and armor. But it's not really the goal, at least for me personally. You know, I can't speak for anyone else, but I feel like what I was saying about like losing weight and getting a new apartment and all that stuff, that's not the end game. That helps us towards the end game of knowing thyself and being free, but it's not the gold post and what you're ultimately judged by.
That I 100% agree, because there's the things that society tells us that we need to do, but like I'm sure everybody at 3:00 in the morning one night just at one point in their life was like, you know what, I'm gonna get my life together, and then in the morning you forget about everything. But that definite plan that you have is the same. It's the same checklist, I think, for most people based on society. Like, is to be a certain size, is to have, you know, a certain amount of money in the bank, it's to have your own space, it's to have, you know what I mean, a house or whatever. It's like check, 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 check off of the list. But
You can still feel
we,
empty
we are old
inside.
bitches now. We turned 30, huh?
I say you can check off all that stuff on your list, and sometimes you wonder why you still feel empty inside.
Exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. We're old bitches now. We turned 30 this year. So I feel like now that we're in a new season, you know what I mean? We're not little 20-year-olds, little more. You know what I mean? We're in a new season.
Starting and
We're coming
bopping.
to realize that list, it doesn't fulfill you because it doesn't define who you are. It's
Yes.
not things that they might help shape. I think that's what you were saying. Like, they might help shape. There might be some experiences in there for you, for sure. That comes with, like, just growing up, period. But the real work is never really on anything physical, material, trivial. You know what I mean? We're more experienced now, so we're shooting for more. You know what
I
I
feel
mean?
like the physical
Deeper.
is more like tools in your arsenal. Like, for instance, like with the whole losing weight part, I know that's like a big topic, but you lose weight. Like now I kind of equivalent because I recently got dreads like a couple of years ago.
Hey, hey.
It's not the actual dreads that make me spiritual or is goals, or whatever. Granted, having dressed down to my ass, looking like a fly ass bitch, that's some shit. But that's not what it does for me. Because I dreaded my hair, I don't have to worry about black girl hair problems. I let my hair
Girl, let me
do
tell you.
whatever my hair wants to do. I don't think about my hair. You know how much of my life I get back by just having dreads? Hours upon hours, weekly, given back to me.
Hours. Black women know the struggle. It's just to even get braids so that you don't have to do your hair. Like, you know what I mean? Not cut it, but, part and stuff like that. That takes right there 6 to 8 hours.
We can have a whole 5-hour talk on black girls and hair. But just to keep it short, the dreads, it wasn't my self-liberation, but it was a tool in my arsenal that helped me walk my path to be liberated. Because it was one less earthly thing I had to think about, or that tormented me, or that I had to deal with. Same thing about losing weight. You lose weight for health, for aesthetics and all that stuff, but you feel better. You feel better. It's one less thing to worry about. You get to buy cheap dresses and be a bad bitch no matter where you go. And that's weight off of your shoulders. Like getting to your best self is so that you can present yourself as your best self so you can do the work. What that work is very personal. It looks different for everyone. But for me personally, I like the idea of looking at my goals as stepping stones in my path and not the actual destination.
That is key. That is key. Life is about the journey. Those big things that you waited for, like waiting for, once I get a house, then everything will be all right. Once I get married, everything's going to be okay. Once I get this job, like those points in your life don't define it. They're not the ends, just like you said. They are little check marks. Bing.
You know what the secret is?
Something at this level, keep going.
The secret is nothing will ever be okay. And nothing will ever not be okay. Everything just is. And that is part of the knowing. Everything just is. It's just the duality of life that we live in. There's always going to be highs and lows, this and that, so just to have this year to reflect in a way to realize the goalpost isn't those things was so liberating. So liberating.
Yes. Oh, okay, boom. On Insecure, this is a quote from Molly where she said, Issa, there is no right decision and there is no wrong decision. There's just the choices you make.
You make a choice.
You stick with them.
And you walk your path.
Make a pow. Yes.
Make a choice and walk your path.
And live with it.
And live with it. And own it. Because it's and the crazy part is too, is like, Some people say, oh, I don't know if I did the right thing, blah, blah, blah. What you did is the right thing. It's kind of like the Matrix, that whole question
If it
of...
was right for you at the time, then it was the right choice.
You
can only speak on what you're experiencing.
You're always going to make the right choice because life is forever going. So whatever choice you make, you live with, you own, and you gain perspective from it. And you continue on your perspective. And the other thing that I was saying in there too was the fact that once you change your perspective, you begin to realize that you're in control of your life. Like whatever you put in your mind will be your reality. So you need to work on your perspective and what you want in your mind in order to create the reality that you want.
There's a big thing now. It's always a trend, but people talking about manifestation, and you see it on social media. Like, I'm manifesting 6 figures.
It's kind of gimmicky now.
Mansion into, huh?
Isn't it kind of gimmicky now?
Everything
it's kind of tainted.
Always make things.
They tainted our manifestation.
they took from the hippies. No. But it's because there was a book and a documentary and a movie called The Secret, and it's basically the same thing. You do create your own reality because it's the energy that you put forth, it not just physical energy, but when you're thinking about something, you're giving it life. So you're creating it for yourself. And that's really is what the secret is to get what you want. To manifesting is believing that you have it.
You know what
until it manifests, into your life.
This actually is a good segue to the next clip. So make sure you check out our next episode where we'll pick off from where we left off. So that's enough reflection for today. We're going to dive deeper into these clips, and there's more clips to come. So stay tuned for our next couple of episodes reflecting on 2021. So as always, hope you got something out of this.
Remember, we are experts of nothing, just out here in these streets.
We learn from you like you learn from us because we are a tribe.
Until next time.
Continue to vibe. Ayy.
Ayy.